It is common for cancer survivors who have had successful treatment to be worried about a recurrence. Can dreams help? Can dreams give you the all clear so you can put the worry out of your mind? Well, our first dream tackles that very question. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, welcome everybody. So excited you were here.
This is another half hour of us eavesdropping on the very personal communication between the spirit world and souls on their earth journey. That's why we focus on dreams. If you want to know what you're meant to be doing in your life right now, at this very moment, then look no further than your dreams. Sandy.
Yes, I'm excited about today's dreams, and we have analysis from April. But first, let's dive into this dream. This one's called Fluorescent Green Crabs, and it's from Mary. I'm high up on a narrow walkway. The sky is a deep, rich indigo. It is just before dawn, and the air is calm and still. I feel at peace. I could stay in this moment forever. This is my favorite time of day. I look forward to watching the sky change as the sun bathes it in a rainbow of colors. I know this moment is coming soon, and the anticipation invigorates me. Michael, this person has phenomenal writing. Anyways, go on.
All right. So just the very start of the dream. And so it's important to realize that this dreamer is a cancer survivor. And so we know from the green crabs at the start, crabs are a symbol for cancer. It's the astrological sign. So we know this dream is going there. And people who are cancer survivors dream of cancer off the charts a lot of the time in many of their dreams. And it doesn't mean anything that it would normally mean for the rest of us. It just means that it was part of their life and it's going to be pulled in as a symbol in their dreams because it was part of her life. But it's still a concern because she knows what this means typically in a dream. And so she sent it to us to the show. And so this first part is all about, I am waiting for the sun to rise and for this beautiful rainbow of colors to bathe me. So I am currently waiting for this new dawn, this breath of fresh air, this release from me going through everything I went through. And that's what the start of the dream is about. Now, that's really good. A dream is not going to start with that and then slam you. It just wouldn't do it. That would be a horrible thing for a dream to do. So this is good to see that in the dream because we know then that the dream is saying, look, this is the moment you're at. You're just not appreciating the moment yet. That's all it is. Okay, next piece, Sandy.
Okay, moving on. My sister follows behind me. We are both excited and a little anxious. We are on our way to a boat ride and we are running a little late. We still need to travel down a long ladder to the ground and then through the welcome/visitor area to get to the boat. As we climb down the ladder, I keep seeing a few things moving on the light-colored, lit-up circular area below the ladder. I wonder what they are. When I get to the last few rungs, I look down and see numerous fluorescent green crabs running around. The few I saw from above are the larger ones, about the size of my hand. There are dozens of smaller ones, about the size of a walnut. The larger ones seem to be moving to the perimeter of the circular area. I yell up to my sister that I can't jump down. There are crabs all over. A disembodied voice seems to chuckle and say, "It's okay. You'll be all right." All right, Michael, this is where that dream definitely turned. Here you go.
Yeah, but it turned and then turned back because a disembodied voice in a dream is your guide. And the guide is saying, hey, it's okay. You'll be all right. What is the one thing we know about guides and dreams? They're infallible. They don't lie. Whatever they say is gospel. And so the guide saying, it's okay, you'll be all right, is precisely that. So let's have a look at some of the symbols. My sister follows behind me. So her sister is into the same things as her, very much into the spiritual field, follows her, I don't know how much behind, but, shown it in that way. She's the younger sister, but she's the one that gets them into messes and stuff, I think is probably the way to put it. We're on our way to a boat ride. So she's meant to work in the spiritual field and she's running a bit late. So this is typical. We see this in so many people's dreams. It's about being on the karmic path, but it's kind of a measure that says when it comes to where you're meant to be in life, you're behind where you're meant to be. Like we planned it all out. Do you remember the planning table, the conference we had, all that stuff? And now look at you. You're not there yet. Where are you not? You're not working in the spiritual field yet. But that's what she's meant to do. We know she's a healer because we had the sun so prominently in the first part, and the sun is about healing. And then we see other symbols in here that will tell us more about that. But anyway, we still need to travel down a long ladder to the ground and then through the welcome visitor area to get to the boat. So the boat is why I say work in the spiritual field. But climbing down the ladder is a birth symbol. So this is me at the start of my life, coming from a high location to a low location with the earth plane, the density of the earth plane being the low vibration. And she has to go through a welcome or visitors area. So that means she didn't get the welcome that she needed at the start of life. And so when I asked her about that, she said, no, I didn't feel welcome. Mom didn't want me. And Dad was so overwhelmed, he didn't know how to care for us. So like, that's not a good thing. But we see it in the dream. I didn't get the welcome that I was meant to get. And this is important because it's tying it into the very thing that she has issues with. Then she climbs down the ladder, seeing these, look at all the circular references, the circular area below the ladder. The crabs even move out to a perimeter. So they're taking the shape of the circle. And so the crabs here, like I said, are a Cancer symbol, but they're also about her being in a shell, because crabs are in a shell. So we put that together with the movement down is about getting into the heart as well as birth. And then all the circular references. So she keeps people at a distance because of the way mom was with her. Mom didn't want her. So I didn't feel mom's love. And that caused me such pain in my life that I keep people in a difference. Or another way to put it, I'm in a tight shell, like the crab. That would be how to put it. So what else have we got? I yell up at my sister, I can't jump down. The crabs are all over. Okay. So again, that's her fear. So why do we see the Cancer symbol at this point in the dream? Well, the dream then, by doing this, is connecting the issue that she had. It's been dealt with by the medical profession, but it's connecting that issue to the start of life. And the guide in the dream is saying, it's okay. At this point, you're going to be okay.
I love to hear that. That's fabulous. But why does fluorescent? Is it the fluorescent green that's the problem, or is it just green?
No, the green makes it about the heart as well. So I said this symbol's about the heart and I skipped that one. But fluorescent green is going to be a positive. So then we're looking at the issues to do with me keeping people at a distance, not sharing my emotions or being in a tight shell. That's what she has to overcome.
Ah, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to move on. I don't remember how, but somehow we are off the ladder and heading towards the boat dock. My sister asked if I'm going to stop at the bathroom. At first, I tell her no because I don't think we have time. But then I think about having to use the bathroom on a boat and I reconsider. Well, I understand that. I tell her, yes, I'm going to go now because I don't want to have to go on the boat. She said she better go too. We enter the neat, minuscule bathroom and select our toilet stalls. It's exceptionally clean, except I notice the toilet appears to be slightly clogged. I'm not put off by this. It is typical for a bathroom at the beach. I quickly do my business and leave. That's the end of the dream, Michael.
All right. Anything that appears before a bathroom in a dream is about, this is what you need to let go of. So she needs to heal, i.e. let go. That's the phrase. When somebody says, you need to let go of that, Michael, my immediate reaction is to breathe deeply and let it go. No, it's not. My immediate reaction is to want to punch them in the face. It's like, what do you mean? If I knew how to let it go, I wouldn't be having this dream. I wouldn't be having this issue. So anyway, I'm very aware of this. So, but it's still what it's about. I need to eliminate everything that went before. The elimination of the fact that I keep people at a distance. I'm in a tight shell, all that sort of stuff. I didn't want to be born. Like she says to her sister, I can't jump down, and that's all because mom didn't want me. Mom is the protagonist here. Dad kind of gets off the hook because it's all about feminine energy here. So she says, okay. The sister asks her, let's stop at the bathroom, which is the right thing to do. Eliminate the stuff from the start of life or from the womb, issues that you picked up in the womb. That's as far back the cancer issue goes for her time in the womb. And that connects to where she had the cancer. So she says, at first I tell her, no, I don't think we have time. So she's like, I don't want to deal with this. Understandable. That's how we all are. If somebody said, hey, let's look at the worst time in your life and have a natter about that. You're going to say no. And so that's what she's saying in the dream. But then she thinks about it and goes, okay, I'll do it now, which is good. Good recovery. I tell her, yes, I'm going to go now because I don't want to have to go on the boat. Great, great, great. Then we enter the neat minimalist bathroom, select our stalls. She says it's clean, but it's clogged. So we know she has elimination system issues too, because it's slightly clogged. I don't know what slightly clogged would mean, but she still uses it. So that's the main thing. She does her business and leave. So that's the whole point of the dream, is to get to the point, like, let's lay it all out, all these issues at the start, and now please use the bathroom. And usually we mess it up. We usually don't follow the advice in our dream, but she does. So it's a really good dream. Anything else that I didn't cover, Sandy, that you want me to hit? I mean, obviously she has difficulty letting go of issues because she had to really think about it before using the bathroom. But other than that.
No, I think it was really good. I love this dream. It's actually very positive.
I totally. A dream to tell you, don't worry about your cancer fears. That's a blessing.
It really is. It really is. All righty. Are you ready to move on, Michael?
I am.
Okay. The next one is Elevator Repairman, as by Nikki. There was this funny, unabashed elevator repairman, although I think that maybe he was not actually a repairman. He had this whole long rhyming thing, e.g., I am a revelator, accelerator. It was funny. The dream showed his uniform and the tool, a wrench insignia on it, close up. His full body uniform was navy blue and the wrench insignia was orange. There was this guy videotaping us with kind of an old camera I used to have. It's handheld. We worked at the project and he was going to help us with something, and he was going around videotaping everyone. I just instinctually gave him both fingers up and was like, oh my God, I'm at work. I can't act that way. Then I felt worried and guilty. Rachel was there and she was crying and said to someone else, I love Nikki, but I don't want her around right now, or something like that. I heard it and thought she said, I don't like Nikki. I just wanted to leave at that point. It was 5 o'clock in the morning and I was going to have to find a place to sleep, or figured at that point I would just go to Starbucks and be up. I like the Starbucks theme there, Michael. I was trying to get things to leave. There was all this extra stuff in my bag, or like a laundry that someone else had done. So I put that at the end of my bed. Rachel and the woman who was comforting her went straight to bed while I was cleaning up. The woman said that I could sleep in her bed. I said, I need to leave. I was really upset about what Rachel had said, or what I thought she had said. There was a girl who kind of looked like Robin, or maybe Emily, both from work, but she was smoking weed that morning before we got started. There you go, Michael.
All right. So the meaning of the dream is very simple. If we look at the end, somebody smoking weed, it's about getting into a high vibrational state. That's typically what it's about in a dream. Now, if you're a weed smoker and you have this in your dream, maybe you are smoking weed too much, but it's still going to be about this, and you'll know anyway. But then we look at the elevator at the very start and the elevator repairman. So that's also about changing your vibrational state. That's what we use elevators for in a dream. And moving up and down in an elevator in a dream is about raising your vibration, connecting with your guides, for instance, and channeling and coming back down, passing the information on. So both work together. The repairman says that the dream is attempting to heal her and give her the ability to control her own vibrational state. In other words, to stay vibrationally high. And that's why we have what happens later on in the dream. She gets pulled down by other people saying things. And she even says, I love how she says in one paragraph, she's upset about what she said or what she thought she said. And this is true. We get affected by our perception of reality, not as so much as what reality is, but what we perceive. And so here, the dream is trying to fix her so that she can maintain her vibrational state regardless of what else goes on around her. She doesn't succeed in the dream, which is why it ends with, okay, get high this way with the weed. But ultimately, that's what it's all about. Sandy, I know you will have questions.
There is so many questions on this one. So we've got, it looks like the elevator man, which she wasn't sure if he really was a repairman. There was funny. So he's got rhyming themes. So what is that all about?
It's again about like stay positive. So it's like this is all up to you. You're the one that controls this. So when we see this is what the guide can do. The guide can control or fix somebody's ability to maintain a high state. That means that the dreamer has that ability too. She's able to help other people control their state. Ultimately, you could say that's what almost all of life is about. To teach you where you have buttons. Like, look, somebody can push this button just by calling you a name or by being late for an appointment or whatever it happens to be. Whatever, not loving you. That seems to get you. And, and of course, like she had an affair, but that's what life does. It pushes all these buttons. But the point is for us to get to a space where we don't get controlled by those buttons. They're gone. And we choose our state. So if somebody cheats on you or doesn't love you or whatever it happens to be, you're still the one responsible for the level you're at, not other people. You're not giving your power away to other people. Did I explain it? Okay.
Yeah, so we've got a navy blue uniform and the wrench insignia is orange. So what's going on with the colors?
So orange is a career color. The navy blue is about negative philosophy of life. So having the tool to be able to repair this is like, I'm able to repair depression or repair the things that keep you down or make you look at life from a negative perspective.
And then we've got a guy videotaping with an old camera.
Yeah, not the one she had, but one like the one she had. So we had her dream on a few shows back, and it was all about helping her heal her view. Remember the T-shirt that had a reference to
the flowers that,
innocence
about being a prostitute.
And virginity and prostitution. So this shows up in this dream as well. I kind of referenced this one in that show. So what we see here is she gives him both fingers and then she's like, oh, feeling guilty about this. I'm worried I've got in trouble. And we saw the other dream was about her getting to a place where she could basically be okay in social settings and including work and not be able to be pulled around. And this dream is in a similar fashion, but showing it a different way. Just this paragraph overlaps well with the other dream.
Not wanting her to be around right now or something like that. What is going on with that?
So this has obviously happened to Nikki, and it's going to be something that happened early in life. And this is what causes her to be depressed and so on. So a close friend saying, I love you, but I don't want you around. Like that's not good. And so it's a button that got pushed in the dream and it worked really well. And the rest of it plays out as you would expect.
Yeah. So what is 5 o'clock?
That's going to be probably an age in her life that's significant.
Yeah. So then she's got all this extra stuff in her bag, like laundry that someone else had done.
That's basically saying my attitude, because clothes represent attitudes, is heavily influenced by other people. Like this is what you should wear. In a dream would be, even though she's not wearing it, it's still in her bag. It's like somebody has tried to influence me in some way with their attitude, saying this is what you should have.
Okay. And then the woman that's going to say you could sleep in her bed.
This is not really good. It's basically saying that mom said, you're not allowed to be different from me. You have to be in alignment. And this was done at a young age. This is going to be the 5 o'clock thing too. But what's really good at this part of the dream is she's cleaning up. I mean, it seems strange that all of this is going on and she wants to leave and she's going, oh, I'm going to clean this up. But that's actually super, super positive that she's doing that. I'm going to clear up all these issues that I've got. And
then she said she's leaving. So is that a sign that she's letting go?
Yes.
Healing this?
It's a good thing in a dream. Yeah. I'm going to leave all this behind.
Wow. That is actually quite an intense dream. All right, April, real excited about what you're going to share with us today. And from what I heard, it's got the three of us in the dream. So it'll be very interesting. I'm excited.
Thanks, Sandy. I've been loving looking at more dreams that were sent into the radio show this week. And today I want to share one that Bob sent in because it features us and that got my attention. And it comments on the Ashling School itself, which I also love. So if you are a listener today and have emailed a dream and haven't heard anything back yet, be patient. I will reply. Today's dream is called Michael is Retiring. And it starts, I'm sitting in the back seat of an expensive parked car. After a bit, Sandy Sheridan gets in the back left door holding a puppy and sits down. I look at her and tell her I have only been keeping the car warm for her, but I must leave. I get out of the car and look around. I see that the car is parked in a large farm field that is about to be prepared for planting. Okay, I'm going to stop here. It's never great to be in the back seat of a car. You always want to be in the driver's seat of your life, and that's what this symbolizes. But this car is parked, and Bob isn't positioned to go anywhere inside the car. So he says that the car is an expensive car. Expensive cars require a large investment. So this car symbolizes investing himself in pursuing goals. And now Sandy does kind of a strange thing. She gets in the back seat with Bob from the left side. And this symbolizes his feminine energy, and it's connected to Mom's influence from when he was little. And I say little because the puppy represents your child's self. And Bob knows that he has wounds from childhood connected to Mom. And that's why we see Sandy with her puppy. The puppy is Bob's animal aspect in child form. And when I asked Bob what Sandy symbolizes to him, he said she's a sweet caretaker that helped Michael become his present form. And that's nice. She is definitely in this dream to symbolize the experience of love that this dreamer missed out on when he was little. And the car is parked in a large field. And this field is about to be prepared for planting. And I love this because it's symbolizing the Ashling School, because we have Michael and Sandy in this dream. So the fields, what they do is they produce food, and food in dreams symbolizes healing. And this is one of the important missions that the school has. So this is great to see in the dream that things are really getting ready to flourish, like it's prepared for planting. Another mission that the Ashling School has is to get people in touch with their spiritual gifts, because using those gifts helps you and everyone else expand and flourish. And that is why Bob is with Michael and Sandy in this dream. He needs to put his gifts into service. And it's not positive that Bob tells Sandy that he's only keeping the car warm. Basically, it's saying that he doesn't plan to go anywhere with regard to pursuing important goals. Now I'll continue reading. It gets juicier. So Michael is standing there now, and initially we do not talk, but stand there looking around. And the field is enormous and it goes on in all directions. Then Michael begins to speak, and he says, I thought you should know, I will retire in 1 year. I've done what I needed, and it's time to move on. Now, this is cool. This is where we see Bob's gifts show up. Channeling and prophecy is a gift that Bob has, and he already knows that he's meant to be doing readings for people. But the dream says he's only keeping the car warm. It's almost like Bob is saying, I'm happy to work on opening my heart and healing those wounds, but I don't plan to pursue goals other than that. Okay, there's more. I will continue reading. He says, I don't know why I ask this, but I ask him if he will be moving back to the US or Ireland. He tells me he hasn't decided on that part yet. He says that in the last several years, he has worked very hard to set up a network of people he trained to assist others regionally, wherever they may be. He said if someone lives in Ohio, they can contact April Angel, and they will receive the same service as if he was working with Michael directly. I thought how wonderful it is that he had the foresight and vision to set up this network, and that proceeds from this regionalized business will support him in his retirement, since his network of regional companies is global. In my mind, I am very happy for him, but selfishly, I think I will miss interacting with him. Okay, that was a bigger chunk. Bob is essentially asking Michael if he's returning home by bringing up US and Ireland. And returning home in dreams is about restoring our awareness of our real nature after having had it clouded by childhood experiences and conditioning. So Bob is still on his journey back to awareness, as are we all. So really, though, why is he dreaming about it? Well, his earliest wound was being left by his mom for 3 days or more when he was a newborn. So that was a huge wound for your mom to suddenly vanish, and you have no idea at that age if she's ever coming back. You only want mom. Nobody else will suffice. That happened to this dreamer. Consequently, now Michael and his school is entering a new phase of its life, and Bob is sad to feel left behind by losing the convenient access to Michael's direct dream interpretation services. But really, look at that huge field that is being prepared for planting in this dream. The school is cultivating itself so that a larger amount of spiritual seekers can have what they need to cultivate themselves. It's pretty incredible to see it in this dream. And this dreamer has a part to play in the act of cultivating himself and others. So let's continue reading. We're almost done. I go back to the car to get my boss. I am unsure why she is there, but I find her frozen in the back. I work to defrost her, gather her things, and remove her from the car so that Michael and Sandy can get going. And that is the end of the dream. The dreamer described his boss to me as being similar to Sandy and said that she is ever so compassionate and kind. And it's his favorite boss that he's ever had. He resists pushing her boundaries on metaphysical topics to stay in her good graces. He doesn't push himself in being of service to others because he values the peace of neutrality. So the emphasis in this dream is on the imbalance of feminine energy. Feminine energy governs many aspects of our lives, like compassion, philosophy of life, sensitivity, nurturing, and intuition. It also governs our helping nature. And that's what it represents in Bob's case, compassion and helping. So due to mom having left Bob at a critical and tender age, his helping nature froze up. Bob has more work to do to open his heart so that his desire to help others is restored to the point that he can pursue the goals of using his gifts to help others. And Bob might not love me for this message, but he's still being asked to use his gifts. And if I explain here that this is all in service to the goal of opening his heart more to love, then he might not mind this nudge from his dream and from me. So that's the dream. Michael and Sandy, back to you.
Well, it's always very interesting to hear your name called out in a dream. What do you think?
I think April's just trying to earn brownie points. That's what I think.
Yeah, that was really cool. I think that's all we have time for this week. Thank you, everybody, and look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.
Bye.